Good morning, everybody. It is 6:20 a.m. Monday morning, January 2022, and I'm down here at Bunnings waiting for it to open. Got to get some AA batteries for my head shaving kit. Went to shave my head the other day, and I started to cut into it, and then it just ran out of batteries. I searched everywhere through the rig. I brought AAA batteries, but no AA batteries, even though I had them in the storage shed. So I look like a bit of an idiot. That's why I been wearing the hat a lot, also because it's sunny, but also because I look like a dick. So we're going to rectify that today, but I just wanted to something happened last night. It wasn't a bad thing. This guy was absolutely charming. So it was about somewhere between 9 and 9:30 p.m. because I remember going in to bed at about 8:45, and I'd probably been there for about half an hour just watching stuff on YouTube, and then I heard a car, and instantly you start having these thoughts like, could be the police. Looks like I might be getting moved on. You can't help it. That's the first thought that comes in your mind. And then you wait to see if they just turn around and keep going, and then you can relax. Anyway, this car came in, slowed down, pulled up next to me, then started to take off. And I thought, oh, cool, he's going. But then he took off and he came back around again and shone his headlights, high beams, right onto my rig. Anyway, like the whole rig was lit up, and I thought, oh, okay, it's the police, right? So I got out, and this guy was on the phone to someone, and I said, hello. He goes, oh, g'day, how are you? I said, yeah, I'm all right. I said, do you mind turning your lights off? He goes, oh, sorry. He goes, we've had a lot of break-ins, and a lot of people, steal stuff and dump it here, stolen cars and things, and in the last 2 weeks, they had some break-ins and some people had stolen their ride-on lawnmower or something. Anyway, I forget this guy's name. He's a lovely guy, and I think he said he was the chairman or the president or something. And anyway, I reassured him that I wasn't a thief, that I was just parked up here for the night, going around Australia. And he said, oh, look, no worries. He said, look, because of all the break-ins, you may get a visit later by the police. I said, yeah, no worries, mate, it's all good. And with that in mind, I thought, well, if the police do come and they, say, look, you're going to have to move on because there's been a lot of break-ins here, my humble retort to that, if that had happened, would have gone like this. Listen, I understand what you're saying, but the president just was down here earlier and he's seen me, and I had a chat to him, and he said, look, you're fine. And he said that you guys might be coming around because of all the break-ins that they've had. Look, I'm not a rat bag. I don't leave any mess. You got a bin right there, so there's just no reason for me to, make a twat out of myself. Even if there wasn't a bin, I'd just take my rubbish with me, guys, anyway. So, anyway, that's how it was. And I got up this morning, I had a lovely shower, it was dark outside, I had all the lights on the rig, and had a beautiful shower, man, and I feel great today, and I'm really looking forward to, at 9 a.m, Ben opens up Trisled, so I'll be down there, maybe 5-10 minutes after that. I mean, who likes to get bombarded first thing in the morning when you're, moving from your car to open up the factory, and there's some lunatic there waiting for you? No, thank you. You want to go in, have a coffee, that's how I roll. All right, guys, we'll catch you soon when we're talking to Ben. Ciao for now. G'day, guys. I caught up with Ben earlier on, but unfortunately, he didn't want, he said, when I asked him if he was willing to let me have a bit of a Q&A with him about a few things, he said that he'd prefer to leave my YouTube channel for me. But so I'll tell you what went down. So we had a bit of a chat out the front when I got there, and then we had a coffee, and then I had a list of stuff that I wanted him to have a look at. One of them was a screeching sound in the back left wheel of the prime mover, the only wheel that has the drivetrain on it, and he identified that pretty much straight away. It's got a special bracket on the axle area there with a little bolts in there, and they need to be greased, not oiled so much. And what I'd been doing to counteract that screeching was just using the chain oil. So he recommended that I use Vaseline, which I had for the tow ball anyway, because I thought it was that to begin with. It wasn't, and cancelled that out. So the other things that I spoke to him about were, so I needed some more tubes. I got 3 or 4 more tubes. And he gave me an awesome mirror. So instead of getting a reversing camera, he just had some stuff there because, you know, he's a fabricator. So there's all sorts of stuff there at Trisled, and he was really cool to help me out with that. And within 10 minutes, you know, he did this thing up, and it looks cool as hell. I'll show you around it in a minute, and then I'll show you around where I am. I'm actually at Traralgon in a park. I won't tell you exactly where I am, but I'll show you around. And some of the other things that he did the spoke check, where you go around and you ting it with like a screwdriver or a fork or something, and you find out which ones are getting a bit loose and stuff. And he gave me a bit of a and you know, some info on what to do, and I've got to try and remember that. I've got to write it all down. There was a bit said he identified that the chain was a bit dry, so I've done a quick oil of that. I'll do a better one later after this upload. What else was there? Yeah, hang on a sec, let me have a think. Yeah, I got a phone holder for the frame, the seat frame and the roof frame, just so I can hold the mobile phone there, because I could never have it in my pocket because it would always hit, because I've got cables pretty much down either side, and it was always in the semi-trailer on charge anyway. And whenever that's why I got lost that time. One of the reasons I got lost that time, coming through the mountains from Nyora through Poowong, and I was meant to turn sort of right to go to Warrigal, and I accidentally turned left and ended up in Longwarry, because it's such a hassle getting off the rig to then go and look in your phone, and the shoulders aren't great, and there are blind spots everywhere and hills, and it was really difficult. But now I'll show it to you in a minute. It's pretty cool. And we just had a really good chat. I also told him about that I only had 40 to 45 psi in the tyres, and that they can accept 56. And he recommended to do the full 56. And with the spinning of that back left wheel on the prime mover with the only drive wheel, he said, because it spins, he said what you can do is you can just let out a bit of air in that one and have it a little bit less than the other ones, and that will help traction a bit. So I haven't done that yet. I went to a service station not far from Trisled on my way out, and I pumped everything up to 55 psi, and so I mean, it's rolling so well now. But the issue is you feel every little bump, every little pebble that you go over, it's felt and reverberated through. But look, it's not a bad thing, and yeah. Also, one of my subscribers came down, a chap by the name of Kelvin. He chimed in yesterday, left me a message on YouTube saying there are sections of the Southern Plains Rail Trail which goes through Traralgon and goes for quite some distance, I think through Toongabbie and Orbost, places like that. And he said from Traralgon to Toongabbie, they do have the bollard chicane thing. He calls them chicanes, and I've just been calling them bollard systems. But I think chicane is a better way of explaining it. So I'm just going to add the chicane on the end of bollard. So from now on, I'll call it the bollard chicane thing that they've got there. He said that you can go around those from Traralgon to Toongabbie, And then you've got a choice. You can either, because they're doing roadworks right now along the M1 from Traralgon to Sale, and there's no shoulder there, and there's workmen there all the time, and there's quite a few kilometres where it's single lane and witches' hats and all that. And for me to go through there, Ben suggested if I was to go through there that I should do it around about midday. That way I've beaten the morning peak hour rush and the afternoon one as well. But then Kelvin also suggested that you can continue from Toongabbie to Orbost, I think he said, or something like that, and I should still be okay for a while. Anyway, there was a lot of information and I don't remember it all, but Kelvin's offered to meet me tomorrow morning at the start of the rail trail here at Traralgon, or a section of it, and he's going to ride with me on his trike, and that's really cool. The only issue with that is that I need to go to Harvey Norman and pick up my new filming equipment, and I really wanted to film me and him riding, so not sure if I'm going to be able to do that today or tomorrow. I've got some money coming in and I need to wait for that. I really don't want to... The videos I've been doing, I'm really not happy with the quality of them because there isn't a lot of mobile footage, and I'd really want to do a lot of that. As you know, I'm not a big proponent for showcasing townships unless you know, I have the right filming equipment and I don't have to hold it in one hand and ride through and it sits on me. This stuff I'm getting, it's called a DJI Action 2, and the combo pack comes with a lanyard that goes around your neck so you can wear it around your chest. It comes with a bunch of fixtures that you can have around the prime mover frame, and you can change it. You could have it facing me, facing forward, facing to the side, all that sort of stuff. And there's also a really cool remote control rod that you get, telescoping rod. It's got a little divot, little chunk of a remote control that comes out of it, and it's got a tripod, so you can set that up somewhere that's above ground level. The gimbal I've got now sits on the ground, and it's not real great for doing things close up, if you know what I mean. It's all right when you're a bit far away, like that one where you saw me exiting the storage shed that time. That was on the ground, but you start, and it didn't have a remote control, so you've got to start taping it, and then you got to go and do shit, and then drive past. This thing's remote control, so you just have it in, you know, your hand while you're steering, right? And you just click it on when you're coming past, and you're not wasting power, you're not wasting, you know, memory in the phone and everything. So that's going to be great. So when I get all that, the quality and the filming and everything will be of a higher standard. And then once the camper van gets sold, I'll then buy the drone, and I'll be practicing that for a little bit before I start taking footage. Yes. And then once again, things will be better as well. The particular drone I'm going to get has like this phone, like you can, you know, set it to follow you. Hello, where are you going? Crikey, hang on, I just lost it. And you just put a square around it, and then it starts following you. See that? Wait, I lost it again. Hey, come back, hey, back. Crikey. Anyway, so the drone that I'm getting has all that functionality. A lot of the surfers use it overseas at the moment, and it looks cool. It looks really cool, so I want to do a bit of that. So without any further ado, I will show you where I am. I'm not going to tell you where I am. Thanks, Dave, for pointing that out. I don't know. I've thought about that, you know, I'm doing uploads and I'm telling people exactly where I am. I mean, it's probably all right with not too many subscribers, but once you start getting numbers up there, you want to try and bypass a lot of people knowing where you are for obvious reasons. Most of the people, the YouTubers that have a big subscriber count, you know, they upload the video after they've left an area, like maybe sometimes even days or weeks even. I know the yachty, the sailing YouTube people. I know one guy in particular, Plucky, from Sailing into Freedom, and possibly James as well from Sailing Zingaro.
I've heard them talk about that they have a couple of months worth of videos in their back pocket ready to go, and which means because when you're in a yacht and you're traveling around, sometimes you don't get Wi-Fi. So the only way I can think that they're able to do that is that they have a VPS and they've uploaded these things into a VPS, and then they're on a time schedule. So it doesn't matter whether they have Wi-Fi or not, they just do a gazillion videos, they whack them in the VPS, and it doesn't matter where they are, whether they have Wi-Fi or not, at a certain date and certain time, the video gets uploaded. So the good thing is that when Starlink and when Tesla brings out their new phone, that phone's going to have Starlink accessible as part of the phone. So that's going to be great. You know, low orbit satellites with really quick internet and all over the world. There'll be nowhere in the entire world where you can't get a signal. So VPSs and things for people like sailing people will be a thing of the past. They just won't need them, as I don't think at all. Anyway, turn you around. Let's have a look. Here on a park bench in the shade, the rig. Both solar panels are in the sun. It's all fully charged. The e-bike's fully charged. I have to disconnect that in a minute. How's this? The toilet block's like right there. Big kids playground. There are barbecues just in here, and there's another gazebo right over there, but I don't think I need it. I've got a nice little spot there. Anyway, here's the new side mirror. We left the old one on there because, well, you know, just leave it, you know. And the old one didn't have a really good mirror. But this new one that Ben fabricated for me, see the arm on it? He's kind of just retrofitted a few different things there. It's a really good one. It makes everything look a bit closer, which gives you a better idea of distances with traffic. Here's the phone holder. These things come up over the corners of the phone, and this is just your compression gripper, alligator grip thing. So yeah, so I'm just resting today. I got a bit sunburn on the way here. It was only 8Ks, but it was really sunny, and I forgot to put on sunblock on my arms and the legs, and now I'm paying for it. So I'm not in any shape to do anything with the quad today. I'm going to write a list of what I need to do with it tonight, so in the morning I'll just get up and do that. I had an accident. I want to show you something. Some of the roads that you go up, right, through the M1 when they come through towns, there's no shoulder and there's blind spots, and it's really scary. So I saw a footpath and I went up there, and now I'm regretting it because I've done a bit of damage. Anyway, it's only polycarbonate and a vehicle wrap. It's the second iteration. I really don't care about it. It just looks a bit shit. But then again, you know, battle scars. You know, it's a story to tell. I'm just telling you now. It did get stuck in between two fences, like those railway fences. You know, you walk through the bollard chicane thing and they've got like that square cyclone fence thing. This path at the start had that and then started to turn around. But I measured it, right, just, you know, guesstimated it, and I thought, oh, that's all right. But I couldn't go right around because I'd left the quad up on the top of this hill on an angle, and it was blocking the path. So I could only have a look at the start, and then when I got around the corner, I realised, oh my God, I'm going to get stuck here, because it thinned in, and then there was a gutter that I couldn't go down. And the driveway, or the footpath driveway to get from the footpath to the road, was way up. So it got stuck. So I had to, at a peak hour intersection, I had to open up the back door, and I've never done this before. I didn't know I could do it. You can actually lift the thing at the back, but it's like, you know, it's like you're Dean Lucan, you know, you're lifting for the gold medal in the Olympics, and I had to do that about 20 times, little micro adjustments, because it just weighs so much. So I'm a bit exhausted. When I got to this park, I just had a cold shower. There are people everywhere. I don't know what they thought of me, but just had a cold shower, and all my clothes are completely drenched, and I'm feeling pretty good. Anyway, guys, as I said, tomorrow I've got to go into Harvey Norman if this money comes through. and if it doesn't come through tomorrow, it'll be Wednesday. So I'm kind of stuck here until then. I know there's probably a Harvey Norman in Sale or Bairnsdale, but I believe I'm going to be bypassing Sale altogether. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. See ya.